Yo, yo.
What it is, fool? This is the Twin Brothers Podcast with your host, Sean D. the Don, and my brother,
Rekardi.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm all right, man. Mine is in a million places, but trying to think about a million ways to get a million things. So, it's just another good episode, man. Always shout out to our fans.
Yes.
I'm glad y'all are tapping in with us, man. I'm think that y'all gonna enjoy these episodes we've been doing. Lately we've been getting deeper and deeper with each episode. Just having fun and talking shit. But I think on this one, y'all, I think y'all gonna really feel us on this one. We gonna talk about the impact of Kobe being Bryant, man. Some of y'all know him by Super 8, some of y'all know him by 2-4, or just Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
It's kind of was rough this year. We losing somebody like that. I mean, we've lost a lot of legends, but
Kobe early in this year, man, that's just it was hard.
Pretty rough. Didn't want to hear the news the way I heard it. I didn't want to believe it. Also we can't forget about the others people that was in that helicopter that lost their lives. Also Kobe and his daughter, shout out to Gigi as well. She was going to be one of the coldest women's basketball player ever. She definitely was so dedicated to changing the whole mood of, how the WNBA was. But, when I found out she wanted to play for UConn, I already knew she was going to be the hardest ever. And,
sure.
It's kind of just rough. I think now that the NBA and the world just lost somebody so big, it was kind of weird, man.
Yeah, man. When I heard the news, I was talking to my mom. Me and her was just sitting here talking, and my brother just randomly came out and said, "Kobe Bryant just died." And I'm like, "Huh?" And at first, it just didn't register. It's not saying that he would come out of my brother would come out of nowhere and say that. It just is Kobe. We just seen Kobe. He was at a Lakers game. He was doing you just see him. It's just
LeBron just passed him, and he just gave him all his props, and then it's probably that weekend. It was that Sunday. Because when I heard it, somebody was like, man, I was talking about basketball, and they was like, man, it's so bad that we just lost Kobe. And I'm just I felt it in my heart. It felt like somebody hit me in my chest, and it was nah, I ain't trying to y'all hear that. Don't be talking that nonsense, that bullshit. And he was like, nah, bro, he gone.
Yeah.
He was in a helicopter, and da-da-da-da-da. And probably an hour later, I checked my phone and my Twitter, and my whole timeline is all Kobe. And it's so weird that I think over the past couple months we've been posting up a lot of Kobe highlights.
Yeah.
Daily. What I'm saying? Just talking shit, And it's so weird that Kobe was retired probably 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's when he dropped 60, was it 61? Yeah. It was kind of that wasn't that far ago, that far long ago. So it was so weird to know that he's not here no more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's God got to call him for everything, man. I think the hardest part about death is the way people die. It's not even about when we die. That we all gotta die one day. You and I gotta be gone one day. But it's about the way we go out. You know what I'm saying? So it's to hear Kobe die from the same thing he been doing for years and years, getting on the helicopter. But it kind of sucked that shout out to his wife. I definitely feel I think she kind of. It was rough, I definitely feel losing a husband, not only a husband, but your best friend.
Yeah.
And then you had to lose your daughter. That was kind of I think that's kind of what it was more.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody had to, we understood that we had Kobe on this earth for, X amount of years. We've had basketball years are different than human years. So all this love that he gave to the court, he came in the game, 19?
Yeah, bro, he played in the NBA. Half of his life was literally playing basketball.
Yep. So it's just at first I couldn't stand Kobe. I ain't gonna lie,
Kobe, bro. That was one of my favorite players.
I couldn't
between
stand
him,
that nigga.
Wade and AI.
I mean, I had love. I think it was just because when I grew up, I was in the Michael era. I mean, I was a kid, so actually when I grew up and I found out Michael was everything. It was nobody can touch this man. Nobody can be this man. This man is 6-0. NBA Finals, he's tearing boys down. He didn't care who was in front of him. Now, people do got to realize he went through some trials and tribulations his first couple years before Scottie came, and he tried to be what LeBron is now. He tried to do it for himself, put the team on his back, but his team was trash.
Yeah.
I say he had to go through the bad boys. He had to go through, Larry Bird and them. I guess you could say Patrick Ewing and them, Starks and them at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But more so Isaiah and the bad boys. But then eventually, Kobe went through his things too. It took him a moment before he got his first chip. Shaq. Everybody tried to argue about, hey, he ain't gonna win nothing without Shaq. You know what I'm saying? And they did get a three-peat. They had a three-peat. It was good.
They couldn't get that.
They couldn't. Yeah, Detroit shut that down quick. And I think that was like the wake-up call, because like I watched that series. I'm like, man, Ben was the new center, small center that was tearing boys up. Because like you would think like Shaq was gonna be dominant forever until they came around. And then so it just kind of like. I think to a certain extent we must realize that I had to realize, like, I used to play with Kobe like on NBA Live all the time. Like even when I couldn't stand him, I still played with him because I knew he was hard. I'm gonna get buckets with this nigga, like Super 8 at that time. But I think to like a certain extent, like I finally can realize that he is the closest thing to Michael.
In my opinion, like that's like I love Bron, but it's just like when you talking about a copy of what Michael was, it's Kobe.
Yeah, it's Kobe. I think I had a video once they showed on YouTube where they showed like it was the same move, like bro, everything, turn around, jump shot,
turn around,
like
bro.
dunk it with the tongue guy. I'm just like, this nigga really want to be my nigga. I said, he's a hater. I was like, but back then I kind of didn't understand that. Back then I was just like, he can't be Michael. There's only one Michael. But I mean, him chasing his 5th ring, if he would have got 6, he would have been solidified. But he still, it's just weird now because. I remember it was a couple years ago. They tried to have him like in the top 50, but had Kobe under Gallinari. Like Gallinari and a couple other players was better than Kobe. And I said, y'all was so disrespectful. Definitely. Like I don't even know who made this. It was on ESPN.
Sometimes I don't even really be listening to him because it's like when it's talking about like. Now don't get me wrong, my nigga AK-40. No, that was Turk. No, what's my name? AK-47. That was his nickname, but I can't think of his name.
AK-47.
Because he used to play on Utah as a white dude. Like, he used to go crazy. He could shoot, and where he was hard. I can't think of his name.
I think I know you're talking about. Why do I feel like he got boomed on by Baron Davis?
He probably did.
I don't even remember his name. I gotta go back and do my studying. I think I know who you're talking about though, because it sound like somebody that had a clip.
And Karolinko.
Oh, Karolinko,
yeah, bro. He was a dog, bro.
Aren't they Karolinko?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like to me, he I want to say he's up there with like, but he like to me skill wise, like he's in them type of classes of like basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I'm like Kobe was just like, man, like I don't know. I think it was just like when you would watch the videos of like Kobe and the different things he would talk about in his life. It's just like he was a black dude that was overseas that came back home in the U.S., bro, and was literally like an outcast in a different country that he wasn't originally from. And he came home to Philly and just became this freaking Mamba of the basketball player that he was. Like he just didn't care. Like Kobe, that's why I say like Kobe's the next thing next to like Jordan, because it's like that's why I said like if you could watch them play 1-on-1, like I'm talking about they both primes. It's gonna be hard to say. We don't say Jordan, but we can say Kobe too, because it's just like both of them is just like they determine and will to just like to destroy you in front of you is just amazing. And I think that's just how they both attack the court. But Kobe, besides that, off the court, he was just one of the best like things that you could say was just. That's why they was like, man, Kobe, would you want to come back to the game? He's like, no, I'm down with it. I've given everything I have. And that's why it's like when you let that rest and let that be that part of your life that you've already completed, he was moving on. He was becoming more of a dad and a coach, and it was just more of a supporting role cast that he wanted to be, and that's how he attacked that. And it was dope seeing that part of Kobe, because it's just like they was like, oh, what Kobe gonna do? I'm like, Kobe gonna do what Kobe gonna do.
Exactly.
Like, he gonna do what he gonna do that's gonna make him happy.
He's gonna continue to lead off the court. I think it was like even like when I seen that he won an Oscar for Dear Basketball, and I gotta like go back and like check that out. I felt like we got enough of Kobe on the court. I think we probably could have got Kobe a little longer. Yeah, sure. If D'Antoni didn't run my man down, the wire, because like I think to a certain extent, if you look at that series and that season that year, he played like every minute. He didn't get a chance to sit down. He didn't get a chance to, Kobe, he gonna play because that's Kobe. But I think to a certain extent, that's where that coaching, decisions need to come in kicking in. You need to sit him down, because I think who was on that team that year? Steve Nash.
Bro, they had the superstar team, bro. Like they had Powell, Dwight,
It looked
Meta,
like the super team.
Like they had dudes off the bench. They had Meta, Kobe, Steve Nash, Powell, and Dwight. Like that literally was their team right there. And then
But it's
Kobe
like,
got hurt and got Kobe, and Kobe got hurt that year with that.
And
Achilles.
they still made it to the playoffs, but clearly they needed Kobe. But it was just like, you know, I look back on it like, man, you know, even like his farewell, farewell this whole season, he was killing. Like he was, every game was like it was almost like a movie. Like it's almost like you needed to go see that. That's why like I kind of hate when LeBron time come, boy. It's gonna be. I gotta make sure like I gotta be there. I can't miss out on no games.
Had a game or something, bro. Like,
but you know, I think it just kind of it's crazy how much he impact the world. You know, even like and just looking at him, like I've always imagined Kobe having a son. You know, it's just like
crazy.
So, and it's really funny though, because looking at the family picture, he has 5 daughters. You know, so it was like 5 rings. So it's like he was blessed with like just that many. You know, what I'm saying, being a daddy's girl, and you know, I feel like he kind of opened up the eyes of people realizing like, hey, being a daddy's girl, nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of good to know that somebody in his family like Gigi was going to take over. Kind of rough now knowing that she's not, we're not going to see that. But it's like I said, you know, her 13 years on this earth meant more than half the people that live on this earth today, you know? So it's kind of good to see that they're always going to be remembered. It's just going to be hard saying R.I.P. Kobe now, like at all times.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. Because it's just like, besides Kobe being the basketball savant that he is, it's just Kobe as a human. Like, people love being around Kobe. Like, that's all people talking about, man. Just like his demeanor and who he was off the court was one of the best things.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, and it's just when you hear that, besides him being on the court, it's just like, yeah, when you got that off the court feeling, bro, because basketball is a game. Like, after you lace them motherfuckers off, bro.
So you still got to go back to your life and, you know, do what you do. At least, like a lot of times, a lot of the legends, we got certain legends that have done things on and off, but some of them have been forgotten off. You remember them on the court, but do you remember them off the court? And Kobe's one that you will always and forever remember. Like, it was just weird. That's why, like, you know, I got to get to L.A. because I just want to see, like, not just the atmosphere of, like, L.A. by itself, but the fact that, like, everything is painted Kobe and Nipsey now. Like, it was Nipsey. Nipsey would, like, probably paint it all through the city. Now, Kobe is just purple and gold, everything. And I think, you know, shout out to the Lakers this year. I think LeBron is like gotta sit here and get this chip this year. They always thought, somebody was like, it's gonna get rigged. The Lakers gonna get the chip because of Kobe. I said no. It was our.
You gotta see what LeBron.
We gotta see what LeBron is gonna do because, you know, Kawhi and them still sitting there and they looking good. They healthy. You know, I ain't gonna act like there's not, you know, 6 other teams that's gonna be in the playoffs for the West and on the same thing. But I think the Lakers gonna have to have a chip on their shoulder. You know, LeBron's gonna have to tap in. You know, with that Kobe.
I feel like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like you said. Like what you said before, it's like he like after losing Kobe, he you feel that type of
urgency.
Yeah. It's like Bron now. It's like this for you, dog.
Yeah,
like,
this is for everything. It's gonna be hard. Like if they win this chip this year, like it's almost gonna it's gonna go right back to the beginning again. I think it's like because it really was difficult to watch a memorial with Kobe. Like I think it was more hard, like because I think the same. I didn't feel this type of pain that I did when like Aaliyah died. When Aaliyah died, I found out I was young, like, and I was like devastated, like because it was like you get on the plane and you know some like same scenario, kind of sort of different, but it's like the impact. But to hear Kobe go out like this, it's like come on, dude, you know. Then it's like weird how we like got cartoons. It's whatever that cartoon we was watching, and they made the episode. That was like 2 years ago. I'm maybe going on 3 now. That was 2017. But that was like Kobe was in a helicopter, had the piece in his head. That's like he was like, give me my. He's like, man, Kobe, give me your championships. He's like, pass my championships. Yeah. And it's like looking back on it, you would laugh, but like looking at this now, it's like, wow, you know, this like how do these type of cartoons making these type of episodes, and it's like you're on point. Yeah. Which is scary as hell. It's like
I'm like that's the same shit with the Simpsons, bro. Like that shit right there, bro. That blows my
Family Guy, Boondocks. I mean, Futurama. I mean, they all have like South Park. They all got some type of futuristic. Somebody got to be doing something. Like somebody has to be sitting down or like a computer. It's like, hey, we predict this, and we're just gonna make it happen. Because I still think it's like how odd that is now. Like just waking up every day and it's like, man, like Kobe's not here. Yeah. And I think even like from a standpoint of looking at Shaq's eyes, like Shaq and him, they was cool, but they fell out. Shaq said he didn't talk to him since I think probably around the time he retired or right around that year.
He ain't talked to him since he dropped his 60-point game.
So it's like that was like almost 3-4 years. You ain't speak to this man. Like y'all might have kept in contact, but like not physically talk. So I know he was more devastated and hurt because it's like a teammate. So to the standpoint from us as fans, we're more hurt. But I know that like family, definitely his parents, wife, but like all the teammates he grew up with. Because it's like one thing for sure. It's one thing to win with this man, but if you want a championship with him,
and y'all want multiple. So
multiple.
It's a brotherhood. That goes
pretty much.
We was talking about, bro. It's like even though him and Shaq were different because they were so dominant on the court, but like I know off the court, bro.
Mere respect.
They
nothing but respect.
So it's like
Man, you got to remember. I mean, what did Shaq say? He said, man, what Kobe said? He said, man, if Shaq would have just lost some fucking weight, we would have had like 10 more rings. I was like, you're probably right. I said, at the same time, Kobe would have passed the ball. Shaq would have been more satisfied because I remember what Shaq said. He said, Kobe was like, hey, teammates say you ain't passing the ball. There's no I in team. He said, well, there's a me and motherfucker. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like something Kobe would say. I think it's just it's been a rough journey for us 2020 to like know that the impact, but we must realize that Mamba mentality is through us all. You got to have some type of mentality. Kobe didn't never give up. This is a man that I used to call an alien as a basketball player because I felt like every time this man got hurt, it didn't matter. Like broken finger don't matter.
Get back in the game.
Get back in the game. Yes, man. I feel like he's broke every bone in his body that you can possibly think of, and found a way to get on this court and still drop 40 on your ass and make you look stupid. Like I said, wrapped up finger, still booming on you, and for some odd reason. I mean, I remember one time he had a shot. He shot it with his left hand. He's not left-handed, and he smacked it. I was like, all right, I'm left-handed, but if I try my right hand, that motherfucker going all the way out of bounds or going to the crowd, or because I would never try it. But I feel like you can never stop this man. That's why I appreciate and I respect him more. Kobe, I love you because now I understand that why you looked up to Michael so much. Michael was an arrogant motherfucker. Like, I didn't know that. I had to, do my research. I used to, watch these documentaries. Michael talk about, you talking about me? Or he'll give you that look, and then he'll look at you again, and as soon as he drop 50, he'll come over to you and, hey, don't you do that no more. And it's like, Kobe was the
silent killer.
He was a silent killer, but when you start watching the documentaries when he's at practice, you're trash. You ain't shit. You ain't good. I ain't giving you the ball when we. And I'm just like, damn, he really be doing these niggas like this. But it's like you needed that because you needed to be reminded. I remember he got into it with Paul. I forgot what game it was. It had to be like the Magic series when they was in the finals, and he kept getting his ass about the specific play, about where he needed to be at, and then the next play it worked, and he was like, that's what I'm talking about. This is what you're supposed to be doing. You listen to me, motherfucker. And I'm just like, you need this type of player on you. That's why I feel like every time when we always play basketball, it's like the impact. We just know we playing basketball, but it's like I'm trying to win. I hate losing. Especially communication is something I kind of took on to a lot of players. Talking, people just want to play, but it's like if you're not calling out screens, you're not calling out who you got. I'm about to fuck you up. Then I'm gonna tell you you're trash at the end. You might get mad because it's just a game. No, nigga, this is more than a game to me because I like to win, and Kobe never liked losing. And I think maybe to a certain extent, I think them years that he didn't go to the playoffs, it took a toll on him because we so used to seeing Kobe. So that's why I think this is going to be a year for the Lakers to really bounce back because we haven't seen them in the playoffs for almost 7 years. So I think LeBron, even last year being there, the experience, what he did, what he had to do for this year, knowing that it's gonna be crazy. Man. I'm telling you, I think we're gonna see. I think we'll see the same LeBron that when he won the chip for the first time for Cleveland. Cause that first chip, he made sure he got there. He made sure that they were doing what they're supposed to do. But this lineup, this team, it's gonna play. But we gonna see, cause there's a lot of players on that team that don't have no resume. So I guess to a certain extent you'll see we'll see a different lineup. I can't wait till next year. We kind of jump into next year's games because the Warriors will be back. I can't stand them niggas. But I think it'll be fun for this year to see how everything falls out because for an impact like this, the whole NBA lost a legend. It's kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? I think I wasn't born in the Bill Russell era. Or it's just weird. Those legends are still here. When we lost somebody in our era. So it's man. In the day they gonna one day go to, we gonna have to remember and go back down to church times. But it's damn man, we lost of all players. Kobe Bryant. Don't even RIP. Don't even go next to his name. But Kobe did say he wanted to die young, and That's what Tracy McGrady said, and I think when he said that, I was like, okay, I think I can be okay with this now. Just sucks the way, like I said, like at least I'm almost kind of glad, bro. Like the funeral, it was a private funeral for what I heard. Yeah, so the family had their own funeral, but it was kind of like closed caskets. Let me make sure I say this to y'all fans in the right way. A funeral is supposed to bring people together, but it kind of hurts a little bit more when you have a closed casket, you know. But it's like, to a certain extent, it's like I'd rather kind of have a closed casket than you, because it'd be more hurtful, because they would have showed that whole memorial with Kobe's casket right there. Like, if let's say the funeral didn't go the way it was supposed to originally, if Kobe and their bodies would have been there, they would have had a whole funeral, and it would have been more alive and probably been more hurtful because you gotta see him. So it's like, at least to a certain extent, it kind of takes some ease off of me, because like I kind of feel like I had a friend that he had a closed casket. I kind of feel like it was kind of more. I let go of it a little better because I didn't have to see him compared to like knowing that he's right there. Now, like I said, the family had a private funeral, so somehow, some way, they probably had a casket, especially for Gigi and all that. But if there's no body, which they probably didn't find, or they probably found the last bit of the bodies, they wasn't gonna show that. So it's like, but the memorial was definitely something that's very touching. You know, Beyonce did her thing, Usher did his thing at one of the games. You know, I think a lot of the speakers that came up there and spoke. Michael Jordan spoke. You know, Michael, he's not really a talker. He's a laid back. He's an Aquarius, y'all. So we don't like talking all the time. But when we talk, we set that room on fire. But I think it was just good to see that Michael went up there and express how he felt. You know, Shaq brought in some laughter. I think that's what we needed. I know Kobe's up in there in heaven laughing, and it's good that him and his Gigi was, tight as a box of rocks. And I said, but it kind of sucks that God called them together. I said, but just like his wife said, they were meant to be together. And I know that they would be well taken care of. I'm not even worried about his family and the girls. They will be. I definitely feel her pain when she was like, daddy won't be here for the first wedding or prom and all these things, or them growing old together. That's the part that, like, I think as all of us, we can't stand up death. Is like, you lose somebody, you gotta remember the good time, but then you gotta kind of move on, at the same time. 'Cause I done lost a lot of people just off of certain things, and I had to remember every good memory. But it's like, that's what they want us to do. They want us to continue to live, and Mamba mentality lives through all of us. So just be happy, man. Cause Kobe want that, man. He don't want nobody. He said, man, ain't nobody no bitch. So you got to continue to be happy and strive for greatness, because that's what he did. Do everything he went through, every pain.
Yeah, and I think it's just like Kobe. I think Kobe was just like, just what he's always reiterated is just find what you want to do with your life. Find and love what you're doing. Attack it like you don't, like it's your last day. So that's the thing. That's what we all preach about. It's like, shoot, find something that you want to do with your life, and don't be afraid to just think outside the box and be yourself, and always write ideas down and then figure out how you're gonna execute it.
Yep. Because Kobe found a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He studied, so he was the first person up, go to the gym. He was the last person to lead the gym. He was the first person to sit here and shoot 1,000,000 shots. He was the last person to shoot 1,000,000 shots. So I think that's the same thing that we have to take with life that we trying to achieve. We got to make sure we the first ones up. The last ones sleep. I feel like sometimes we do get tired. Even our I guess the people that we look up to, all the people that we're inspired by, that motivate us, they get tired too. But at some point they had to dig deep, and say, hey, it's got to get done.
Yeah, because it's bigger. Because you have to think about it when you're tired. Just think about it's bigger than me. It ain't all about me. It ain't about me. It's bigger than me.
Exactly. And this is what the Twin Brothers podcast is all about. It really ain't about us, man. It's really about y'all. It's I know we over here talking our shit, expressing ourselves, but it's really for y'all to sink in and to kind of look at your life and picture the things, because we're not perfect. I'm still working on myself, and sure. I think after all this and happened this year, we definitely lost a lot of good legends as well, not just Kobe. So, and I hate to keep going and knowing that who's gonna be next. That's the one thing that I hate. Sometimes we take life for granted, and we must appreciate the people that we love, because listening to Shaq, it made me realize, like, man, they ain't talking like 4 years, and I know that this bothered him a lot, because now you can't get back what you lost. But And I know Kobe would be satisfied, and he, has forgiven him. So he's forgiven anybody. I know he's a forgiver type of person. It doesn't seem like the person that he never hold on to grudges, unless he was on the court. He like, fuck you then.
Yeah.
But, I feel like it's people we have to realize that we must cherish the people that are in our lives now, cherish the ones that are not here no more, and continue to keep living like they're still here, because that's what they would do if it was the other way around. So, that's something we just wanted to dip into on the impact of Kobe being Bryant, man. Some of y'all know him by Super 8, man. Some of y'all know him by 2-4, and others know him by Kobe Bryant.
Yes, sir.
So, man, we appreciate you, Kobe. We love you. We thank you for everything you've done for us, on and off the court, dedication, motivation, Mamba mentality,
Yes, sir.
Staying strong. But, as always, y'all, before we wrap up, we always got to say thank you to the fans. Thank you for checking us out. Really just listening in, tapping in. We love y'all, man. We really do. I can't wait to continue to see who else is tapping in. When I feel like eventually, I'm trying to see if we're going to get some people from Indonesia, some Japan, some Jackie Chan. But, we'll see. As time goes on, man, we just going to keep getting better and better, because why? We talk our shit.
Yes.
So, you got anything to say before we wrap this up?
Man, it's just love, peace, and happiness, man. That's all I want to preach to on this lovely Tuesday morning. Or afternoon.
It's afternoon.
Just hey,
other people.
Yeah. Just love you people, man. Love people and love all people. Show peace, empathy, and passion to this world that we all live in. Because the world is in a crippled place right now, and we should all
fucked up.
Should just join together and just not worry about trying to look at what a person got next to you and what you don't have. Always worry about and be grateful for what you have, but strive for what you want. Never think that you can't have nothing that you can't have in your life.
Exactly. Don't let nobody tell you can't have it. If they don't have it and they see you have it, it's because they didn't want it. Yeah. So, I think that's another thing. I think before we end up wrapping this up, I think to a certain extent we must continue to support each other. It doesn't matter what if you don't like a person, always support them. Show love in the best way. Don't be that evil person. If you become that, you're not no better than the person that is doing you wrong. Always make sure you always show love. Yeah. Even if it's small love. Supporting people don't cost a damn thing. I think it costs $0. Mm-hmm. So don't take that long to sit here and make sure, because what y'all doing for us, y'all supporting us.
Yeah,
so
we appreciate it.
But this is the Twin Brothers Podcast, and we will catch you next time on the next ride, y'all.
Love.
Peace.